not using your cell phone. So if you can check and make sure your cell phones are off. So welcome to the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Patricia VanWoerkom, and I'm going to be your host today for our annual candlelight service. And this is my absolute favorite service. And I need to speak up louder. Okay. So, let us start with an invocation. So, if you would join with me, please. In this moment, there is no past to fall back on, no future to hold on to. There is only right here and right now. And truly, that's all there ever is right here and right now, where Spirit is ever present, in us, through us, around us, as us. You know that 99.99% of every atom that's the scientists tell us is empty? It's not. What we can't see, the no thing, is the presence of the One, the unseen splendor, the divine intelligence that we swim in like a fish swims in water. So I invoke our awareness of this presence that is always with us, knowing that it guides us this morning as it guides us always, to open our hearts and our minds to the gifts of this season and the gifts of this day. And so for all this and more, I give thanks. And so it is. This is the time for our Namaste greeting, and we do it safely in this time of revised rhinoviruses and things. So use your hands in a prayer position, bow to each other, and know that it is the divine within you that is recognizing and greeting the divine in others. So please greet at least 2 or 3 others. I know you guys can do it for the next 30 minutes, but we have a service. Namaste. Come on and join us. You might want to pick up a program off the table and a song sheet. There are song sheets available for later on in the service, but they're also going to be up on the screen, so you don't have to worry about it. Just come have a seat. Oh my. I like being short on chairs. That's a wonderful thing to be. Today's reading, generally this time of year is full of Christianity, and you're only going to get a little bit of that today. On the back of the candlelighting program is a wonderful piece written by Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen of the Seaside Church about where is your Bethlehem. And it's a metaphysical approach to the birth of Jesus, of the man Jesus, and the coming of the Christ consciousness into this world. So that's for you to take home. Our reading today is from Brian McLaren, who's with the Center for Action and Contemplation. And he says, "In Christ, we see an image of a God who is not armed with lightning bolts, but with a basin and a towel, who spewed not threats, but good news for all, who rode not on a war horse, but a donkey, weeping in compassion for people who do not know the way of peace." In almost all cultures, at least in North America, there is some kind of a ceremony to celebrate life, to celebrate light, the light that comes in winter and fades in winter, and for which we become suddenly aware of how important that is. And whether it's Hanukkah or the solstice or Diwali or Kwanzaa, there's so many celebrations. And in New Thought, we have our own candlelight service, and it's based on the work of a man named Judge Thomas Troward, who was a devout Episcopalian, I believe, who served as a judge in India for a number of years, and so became infused with an Eastern way of looking at things, and had a remarkable ability of integrating that with the Christianity that lived within him. So he wrote a book that was essentially a logical argument, because he's a judge, for a universal creativity, and you can substitute whatever word for God you want. And then he wrote a book that was about the introduction of the personal factor. And he says that he first addressed what he called God or Spirit's active properties, which is all about what God does. However, behind what Spirit does must be what Spirit is, because Spirit only has itself to work with. So what it is becomes all that becomes in the world. And Troward called these the substantive properties of the universal creativity, and he sees them as being generic qualities. We have the universal that is generic. It's available to all, and that we individualize and make our own and make it unique. Troward lays out a powerful and well-reasoned argument of what the qualities are and how they naturally lead from one to the next. And New Thought as a whole has picked up these qualities, these substantive qualities, and they're the qualities of God. That's what we accept them as being. And this service is built around exploring those services, those qualities. So in the beginning, we have a God candle. And I hope that candle stayed lit, because Diane worked on it very hard. That's our God candle. Is it lit? Barely. There is one light. That light is God's light. That light is perfect. And that light is our light now. Okay, that's our God light. And I used the candle because we all know that light refracts into all kinds of frequencies that we normally see as color. And in truth, God refracts infinitely. At a human level, we only are able to see certain ranges, certain frequencies of light, many of which we didn't know existed 100 years ago. So there may be a lot more that we may discover. But the concept is that light refracts into these different frequencies. And in the same way, God refracts into these different qualities. And to begin with, it must be life, the essential force. Because then if it is life, it must also be love. Because love is what supports and sustains life, all life. Now, in the Hindu religion, you can think of that as Shiva and Shakti, that which created life. That is the idea, the spark, and that which loves and sustains and grows. I tend to think of love much like the law. It always says yes. It's always ready for us to create. As life is guided and supported by love, it then must be light, because light is the field of endless possibilities. Put in the terms of quantum physics, light is the energy that moves in infinite waves of possibility until it collapses into form. Fourth quality is power, for it is necessary that the infinite possibilities of light do not stop at being possibilities, but actually move into action, into form, into reality. And that is what we teach in Science of Mind as the power of choice. It is the power of our attention and intention that co-creates reality, that collapses the wave of possibility into form. And following power is peace, because whatever forms are realized out in the infinite field of life, all of them come out of the one spirit, the wholeness of universal creativity that we began with. There is no opposing force that pits one piece against the other. It's whole. And so peace is always the expression of wholeness. And next is beauty. Because within the one, there can only be harmony and balance and proportion. And what is that if it's not beauty? It's always there. And finally, we come to joy, the seventh quality, as the sheer pleasure of the divine expressing itself as life. So life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. These are the qualities of the divine, and each of us are the prisms that refract and shape the divine light that moves through us in our individual lives. So each speaker on this morning's program is going to present a unique glimpse of the quality of the divine and will light a candle to represent that quality. Please know we all have open and unlimited access to bring these generic qualities into our lives and to make them our own. Each of us symbolizes these generic qualities. So let's take this time to remember that and to think about how we want to bring these qualities into our life in the coming year. Now, in between each speaker, there is going to be music, Christmas carols. You're going to get to stand up, yes, I did say stand up, and sing out the Christmas carols. And I have a song leader because you all do not want to hear me sing. Not into the microphone. So, I would like to bring the speaker for the first quality, and I call on Gwen. Good morning.
Good morning.
So God is light. God is life. Got distracted by the candle. When I was invited to speak on this quality, at first I thought, whoa, piece of cake. You know, life. There's all kinds of these cool aphorisms out there about life. Life is a gift. Life is a journey. Cool. But the more I thought about it, I was like, gift of what? You know, a journey to what? What towards what end? So I started to think more, and you know, all of creation is consciousness expressing itself. So I am consciousness expressing. So I think of my life as the opportunity to show up embodied in this three-dimensional reality, this playground, if you will, as source, as consciousness expressing itself. And I found in Ernest Holmes' quote, God is life. And this life flows through you, making you an expression of the divine. That's the gift part for me. The gift is this opportunity to participate in the three-dimensional playground, if you will, to express, to create. So then for the journey part, life is a journey. I found this Joe Dispenza quote that says, life is a journey to remember our true nature and express it. Our purpose is to remove the mask and facades that block the flow of this divine intelligence and to express this greater mind through us. So there's the journey part for me. Here I am, showing up embodied on the three-dimensional playground to grow, to learn lessons, anything that gets me to remember my true nature, remove anything that blocks that knowingness, connection with the divine, with source, ultimately love. So that pinged one further thought, because recently, every once in a while I stumble on a quote that just sort of resonates, and then I'll tuck that away as something to look at later. And this one was, life is a love game. Ooh, I liked that one. And I pulled that one back out, and I Googled it, of course. And AI said, as a definition of life as a love game, the journey of life is essentially about finding and experiencing love with its ups and downs, challenges and rewards similar to the dynamics of a game that fit with the playground idea, where the ultimate goal is to connect deeply with another person. Yeah, I like that. But I decided to substitute for the other person. The ultimate goal is to connect deeply with the divine source, consciousness, love, allowing it to most fully express. So that sort of filled out my new understanding. Thank you for this invitation to distill this for myself, to speak about it with you. My life is me embodied in this three-dimensional playground, playing a love game where the ultimate goal is to deepen my connection with the divine source, with love, to allow it to express through me, to create from love. And the deeper my connection, the more I remove those masks, anything that creates a separation, the better player I am on this three-dimensional playground. So that is life. Life is a gift, a journey, and above all, a love game for me. And I am life.
Midnight clear, that glorious song of old, angels heading near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven is King. The world is solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come with peaceful wings unfurled, and stillness heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above the sad and lonely plains they bend on hovering wing, travel sounds, the blessed angels sing. Beneath life's crashing load, whose forms are bending low, who toil along the climbing way with painful steps and slow. Look now, for glad and golden hours come swiftly on the wing. Oh, rest beside the weary road and hear the angels sing.
Thank you. And our next quality? Love.
God is love. And I'm also feel very blessed to be able to hear speaking to you about love. I got my choice of what quality I wanted to speak, and this was the one. So love to me is this wonderful invisible energy that flows through us all and really animates everything. So I do believe that God is love. And sometimes that can be challenging when you just use your senses to look out at the world. Doesn't always look loving. But I've learned from my own life that Spirit really is love, and that sometimes I make decisions that throw me into chaos. And I say to myself, where is God? Where is the love? And then as I move through the chaos that I have created, I look back and I see that Spirit and the loving Spirit was always with me. Because of the chaos I put myself into, I came out and I was able to learn and grow in a way I never would have without the chaos. I guess I could use myself as an example, but I think I'll use my mother. That's easier. So, my mother was a really critical and judgmental person for a great deal of her life. She fell down the steps and broke her back and was disabled for the last 10 years of her life. And I gnashed my teeth at God for that. But what happened was she softened and she became kinder and more loving. And as her daughters took care of her, she did better and better and better. And that would have never happened without the fall down the stairs and the disability. And I find in my own life I've had my own falls. And as I come out of it, I have learned things that are really important. And I've come to believe firmly that Spirit is loving. And just like loving parents sometimes set up challenges for their children so they can learn, so this loving Spirit also puts me in a position where I will sometimes accidentally choose, big challenges, and sometimes not intentionally have big challenges. And from that, I will learn and grow. And without them, I would not. I'm stubborn, so it took a lot to get me to learn and grow. So I thought I would share that with you, because there are times, when we look out at the world and it's discouraging. But keeping the faith that there is a good, orderly direction happening at all times is uplifting and helps me tremendously. And I use it as a mantra to remind myself that God is love and I am love. Thank you.
triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, for the peace and joy. Oh, come, let us adore. Oh, come, let us be loved. Oh, come, let us be loved. Peace and joy. I know, sorry, it's okay. Sing choirs of angels, sing in exaltation, sing all citizens of heaven above. Glory to God in the highest glory. Oh, come, let us be loved. Oh, come, let us be loved. Oh, come, let us be loved. Peace and joy. Yes, Lord, we greetings for this happy morning. Spirit to thee, and peace, now in flesh appearing. Oh, come, let us be loved. Oh, come, let us be loved. Oh, come, let us be loved. Peace and joy.
And our next speaker. Hang on, we got a technical difficulty here.
Light. Light is a natural phenomenon. We get light from the sun, the moon, the stars, and even this little tiny light bulb right here that didn't go on. Wouldn't you know? Anyway, this little tiny light bulb, this should be light. We all have this light in us. So as we go through today and the rest of the year, this next year could be challenging. I invite you to remember this little light that you carry with you in your heart every day, every day. When things get tough, remember that you're tougher. You have this light in you, and it will shine out into the world, and those dark days will become lit with your love and your light. We all have this, and I bless you with your light of love. Thank you. I am light, God is light.
Okay. Come on up.
Merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. We celebrate the Christ in us each year on Christmas Day, to lead us back to our own power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Christmas Day, within our hearts this blessed love is born, and nurtured with all care and grace upon this blessed morn. We celebrate the Christ within with flute and drum and horn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. God, our heavenly Spirit, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same. Now that in each of us was born the love of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
I really think 3 verses of anything is probably enough, yes? Okay, and our next speaker, our next quality.
God is power. Being raised in the 1960s by 2 women, my mother and my grandmother, Mama and Granny, I learned about the power of people who might not have considered themselves to be especially powerful. But they were. They showed their power by holding down jobs, providing for and running a large household, raising 5 children together, standing up for themselves and family members. And they also showed power by asking for help when they needed it. The power in asking for help created blessings such as a stronger community, togetherness, the beauty of a shared goal, and the deepening of close relationships. Being raised Catholic, I thought that power came from a source outside of us that we prayed to. When I discovered science of mind at the age of 13, I came to realize that I had the power, that it was within me. And while the first step has always been to believe in my own power, the second step has always been to have specific goals and a roadmap of sorts to achieve each one. Ernest Holmes says, "Somehow or other, we all seem to have overlooked the fact that Jesus actually told us that he did not have a power that was withheld from others. He told us that he was using a power which everyone has. And since Jesus was the one who was able to make his claim good, he is the one we ought to follow. I am power.
God, can you hear me? Bring it up. God is peace. I have a poem about peace called The Whisper of Peace. In the hush of dawn where silence lies, a whisper rises, soft as skies. It weaves through hearts a gentle thread, binding the broken, soothing the dread. No clash of swords, no cries of war, just rivers flowing to distant shores, fields of gold where children play, under a sun that lights the way. Peace is the song the sparrows sing, the rustle of leaves and the breath of spring. It's found in a smile, a helping hand, in dreams of a world that understands. Let us sow seeds where hatred grew, with hope as rain and love as dew. For peace begins in the soul's embrace, a quiet trumpet, triumph, a boundless grace. So listen closely, the whisper is near, a call for courage to cast out fear. Together we'll build with hearts aligned a world of peace for all humankind. I am peace.
And our next quality?
God is beauty. So, in honor, as Pastor Patricia mentioned, winter solstice, the most sacred night of the year, which we just experienced last night, I wanted to honor darkness, kind of the embodiment of the spirit of winter rest, kind of the yin and yang of the light that we've been talking about so far. Dearest Spirit of winter rest, we so appreciate the quiet, the stillness, and the peacefulness that the darkness brings, where we can pause and reflect on the rhythms of life and spiritual renewal as Mother Nature herself withdraws from life's fervor and life's dormant, quietly preserving her energy during these dark winter months. The darkness of the longest night of the year is a time to honor and celebrate the dark from which creation arises. We consider the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, and ponder the world of the unseen, of dreams and intuition. Dearest Universal Spirit, the darkness is so beautiful. Thank you for the blessings of the dark. Blessed is the dark night that nurtures dreams. Blessed is the blackness out of which creation springs. Blessed is the dark womb that nurtured us. Blessed is the dark abyss of imagination that births inspiration and creativity. Blessed is the fertile dark loam that produces the food we need, and blessed is the dark sky into which we can peer and see the stars. In this dark, we remember that we are peace, we are compassion, we are forgiveness, and we are mercy. We are divinely loved, protected, guided, and provided for, and everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Dearest Spirit of winter rest, we so appreciate the beauty, the quiet, the stillness that the darkness brings. And so it is. I am beauty.
The first Noel, the angels did sing, was to certain portions
looked wonderful, but our file quality, I think it's
God is joy. God is joy. And it always seems like it every second, right? Every single second we experience God as joy. And so over the past days, I have gotten to experience God as joy, knowing that it comes from within and not from without. So we've had this wonderful vacation, right? We've been on a cruise to the Sea of Cortez and Mexico, and we experienced God as joy in the most amazing food and places that we went, the snorkeling, the salsa dancing, the salsa making, the friends we met. I mean, it was a grand experience. And then we got to experience God as joy as the most amazing lines at the airport last night in San Diego, where there were so many people. I took a video, and there were actually newscasters there interviewing people. And here's the remarkable thing. I was commenting to my husband this morning. There was not a single person in this mass of people at the airport. They had had 2 or 3 days of flight delays, okay? They had been fogged in San Diego. And nobody was unhappy. Nobody was cranky, except maybe a couple of overworked staff. I mean, they were still kind, but everyone took this in good spirits. Everyone was just patient and rolling with it. It, in retrospect, was the most remarkable thing, where there were hundreds and maybe thousands of people trying to get to where they were going. And then this morning, I got to experience God is joy yet again, as Reverend Patricia in particular knows. I have a picture of this too. I was getting up, we got in late, as you can imagine. I was getting up, making my coffee, and I was gonna prep for this talk on joy, and I'm like, I can pull out some joy quotes, we got this going, it'll be okay. And my coffee, well, I used this plunger method, spilled all over the counter, all over the floor, all over me, my hair, my neck, burned my skin. Got a little blister. Thank you for the treatment. The blister's gone. So God was joy as this incident. I'm like, oh no. I'm pretty sure no was the word in my mind. Oh no. But then I rapidly turned to that place of, this is funny. Like, this is humorous. We can go to Murphy's Law, right, where we say, this is the worst possible thing at the worst possible moment, whatever. But we can also go to God is joy. God is this humor in this situation. God is my husband coming in and saying, oh, I'll clean this up for you. You need to go prep. Go, do the thing. My wonderful spouse. But sometimes it's hard in the big situations. It was easier in this sort of little one. And yet God is joy. And so I found this quote that is Thomas Troward inspired. It is not Troward himself, but apparently this woman, Genevieve Berend, a French-born author and teacher of mental science, was reflecting on Troward, and she says, no person, place, or thing can give you happiness. They may give you cause for happiness and a feeling of contentment, but the joy of living comes from within. I got some profound reminders of that. And at the risk of reading too much, I'm going to try to really condense this. This is pretty amazing. This is the Essential Ernest Holmes Collected Writings of the Science of Mind. So it's a distillation of a lot of what Holmes has said. We cannot fight the universe. It refuses to be budged from its course. We can only go with it. But there is ample latitude for personal expression. How then are we going to know what is right and what is wrong? We are not going to know. We already do know. It should be considered right to love and to enjoy living. To be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in accord with divine law and wisdom. We are surrounded by an infinite possibility. It is goodness, life, law, and reason. In expressing itself through us, it becomes more fully conscious of its own being. That is Thomas Troward right there. Therefore, it wishes to express through us. As it passes into our being, it automatically becomes the law of our lives. It can pass into expression through us only as we consciously allow it to do so. Therefore, we should have faith in it and its ability to work through us, to our joy, to our happiness, to all of these qualities. God is joy. And Holmes says, "My heart beats with the pulsation of the universe in serenity, in peace, and in joy. I am joy."
Joy to the world, peace has come. Let earth receive her dream. Let every heart prepare make room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the truth has come. Let all their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy. Love rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glory of the righteousness, and wonders of our love, and wonders of our love, and wonders of our love.
Thank you, Miss Sonlinger. I hope as I bounce between off-key soprano down to bass, I didn't throw you off too much. Before we continue with the candlelight service, we need to do a little bit of business. And so this is our offering time. I don't know who's going to be passing the basket. Anne, would you be so kind? While Anne passes the basket, Diane will be passing a separate basket that has candles that can be lit. So pick up a candle as she goes by. Giving is a reflection of spirit that gives us life, that gives us love, power, peace, beauty, and joy. And as we give, there is a circulation of energy where what we give comes back to us. So while we thank you for your gifts that pay the minister's salary and rent and utilities and all that everyday real life stuff, what I want to thank you for is your generosity in giving of yourself to the universe so that it can give back to you, pressed down and multiplied. So let's sing let's say our abundance affirmation first. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I'm freely given to. And since we've done so much Christmas carol singing, I'm going to skip our usual song and move into, we have only 2 announcements. One is Reverend Sharon's wonderful class. I'm back here. Called The Art and Science of Spiritual Mind Treatment. It is given on a wonderful schedule of the first Saturday of every month. So join us the first Saturday, join her and the class on the first Saturday in January. This is a drop-in class. You don't have to have attended anything prior to this. You can just show up and receive the gift of this wonderful class. And every second Sunday, I hear from the people who were there on the first Saturday talking about how wonderful the class was. So please, I encourage you, drop in. And the second is, we have an amazing event here called the Evening of Blessings. And it's going to be Friday night, December 27th at 7 o'clock. And for those of you who have not experienced it, it is not only a sacred time, but it's a great way to explore all of the practitioners and ministers. We generally have not only our own ministers and practitioners, but those from surrounding centers come. And we set up stations, and you get to sit with a practitioner, and all they're going to ask you is, what is it that your heart desires? And you just tell them, and they treat for you. And then you go to the next station, and they're going to ask you, what is it that your heart desires? And then they will treat for you. And at some point you get so full of that energy, you can sit down on the side and just kind of hang out in that sacred energy. And then come back. And you can pick anybody in any order that you want. And if you stay long enough, you'll see the practitioners moving from station to station, getting treatment from each other. This is a gift, and it really is us creating a sacred space during an evening of blessings. I strongly encourage you to come and bring socks, good warm socks, so you can take your shoes off, get comfy, and keep your feet warm on the cold floor. Now we're going to continue the community part of the candle lighting. What I'd like you to do is, we've got two members of our community who are going to come up. Diane? I seem to have lost power with that. There we go. We'll have to leave that one on then. Okay. We're going to have two members of our community. Delane, are you up there too? They're going to take the light from the God candle, and they're going to spread it through our community. And I want you to think about this God light spreading throughout.
So when you're lighting,
When you're lighting your candle, be sure to hold it at an angle into the light. Otherwise, it has a tendency to drip, and you don't want wax on you. So she's our safety officer, shall we say. Okay.
does everyone have a candle, or did I miss anybody?
Everyone have a candle?
Good.
So when your candle is lit, please move to the person next to you and light theirs. No, this is fine. Thank you. Please stand for our final song. I want you to raise your candle and think about what the season means and how the light is going to come through you. Sorry, operator.
This is our affirmation. It's our gift that we give to you to take during the week. Please say it with me, and we're going to say it twice. I am the light embodied. I radiate. I am the light embodied. I radiate. So take this light. Know that it is inside you all the time. And for all this and more, we give thanks. And so it is. You can blow out your candle. We also have a bucket of sand over here.
Or you can take your candle home.
And then you can take your candle home. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe blow it out first.
That's why I said you can blow it out or you can dunk it in the sand. Okay. But please join us in the social hall. There are all kinds of Christmas cookies and goodies. And there's probably coffee out there. And have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Reverend.